I'm Kateryna Vdovychenko, and I am joined today by Mike Ernst, President of Expedite All, and Kristin Ruder, Vice President of Strategic Partnerships. And in these series of conversations, we talk about all things expedited. And in this episode, we will take a closer look at our TSA-Certified driver pool and how it strengthens our ability to pick up and deliver air freight, and why it matters for time-critical shipments, and the new opportunities it opens for our customers. So, Mike, why did building a strong TSA-certified driver pool become a priority for Expedite All?
It's an easy answer, Kate. It was a priority for our customers. So we've always had the capabilities, but as we've started to explore more partnerships and really an internal vertical to work with freight forwarders, it's something they needed. We've done a lot of airport pickups, which don't require TSA, but on the flip side, the deliveries, there was a need. So again, we're customer centric. We're a service provider. We listen to our customers, and they've told us we need more. So currently we have roughly 500 TSA qualified drivers. We have a TSA certified division that handles all of the paperwork, the dispatching, so that we remain compliant. But it was something our customers needed. They needed capacity. We built it out, and our plan is to grow it even larger. We do expect in the coming months we'll reach about 1,000 drivers, and that's really easy for us to do because we've got a number of drivers that have either TWIC or hazmat certifications. So we're going through the process to get them TSA certified to build that out for our customers.
And what customer needs made TSA-certified capacity such an urgent need?
Well, because typically if you're going into an airport, it's time-sensitive freight. A lot of things can go wrong. One, they need a one-stop shop with the vehicle count. So that's the easy answer as far as from a customer perspective. But two, without a reliable partner, you miss airline departures, or you don't get things picked up on the flip side when they land and get to destination timely. So again, the TSA is really for the inbound because that's a requirement, to take the freight into an airport. But it meets both needs because our partners really want to be able to reach out to one partnership and say, hey, I need this taken in and I need it taken out. So you think about the volume of drivers we have to be able to get it into the airport to hit the right departure times. And then also on the flip side, cover it when it lands to get the final destination. We've now solved that origin to destination, cradle to grave solution as one individual partnership to handle it all.
Kristin, maybe you can expand on it. What can TSA-certified drivers do that non-certified drivers cannot do?
So Mike kind of already hit on this, right? So, Eric Koistinen is on our team. He handles all of our TSA from an operations perspective. And he says that he's an old air freight guy, right? That's one of his first things that he says when he hops on calls with customers. And he explains the world, prior to 9/11, that you could literally drive up and drop off a package. Maybe not quite that simplistic, but for lack of better terminology, and things changed after 9/11, right? That the requirements changed, policies changed to make things more stringent to be the world that we live in today, right? One of that being when you make deliveries into an airport facility, the rules and regulations are much more stringent. And so a piece of that is that you have to have that TSA certification to make that delivery into the airport, right? You don't have to have it to make the pickup out of the airport, right? But to Mike's point, if we're there and we're already embedded into those partnerships with our freight forwarder partners, we're already there in those areas that have airports to make the pickups out of the airports. But to your question, what does that make possible? Well, if they don't have the TSA, they're not getting in, right?
Mike, and how does TSA certification change our ability to support time-critical freight need moving in and out of airports?
Changes the game again. The thing we heard from our freight forwarding partners specifically, and our 3PL and broker partners that are involved in air type freight as well, but they just have difficulty finding enough drivers to cover those immediate needs. Again, if somebody's going to pay the expense to fly something, it's important. It's typically last minute. It's urgent. So that time sensitivity comes into play, but they don't want to have to call, 3, 4, 5, 10 different people to see if you have a vehicle available at this moment in time that can pick up in 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, hit this departure time, get it in gate timely enough so that it can hit that flight schedule. We come in and solve that for them.
Yeah. Kristin, what types of shipments or industries benefit most from TSA compliance pickup and delivery?
I would say number one, aerospace. Number two, automotive. Three, life sciences, pharmaceutical companies. So again, to Mike's point, they're not shipping into airports because it's just, another shipment, right? It is a line down. It is a situation where if it doesn't get there, it's costing thousands, potentially millions of dollars if that commodity doesn't get to its end destination by the anticipated time.
Kristin, how does TSA certified capacity integrate into the broader small truck network?
Sure, Kate. So really, it's the one-stop shop that we become for our customers, right? So you think about the life cycle of something that requires a TSA certification. So for us, it means that we can make the pickup and make the delivery into the airport that requires the TSA certification. Then on the flip side, once it's grounded, then we can make the pickup at the airport and then make the final delivery to the end customer, right? So completing that whole life cycle. In addition to that, it's same day shipments, right? Where you have the need for something that again is hot, and we have the ability to make that a solution come true. You think about TSA for the airport deliveries from a customer perspective, like on the life sciences side, they will also have sometimes TSA certifications on pharmaceutical products for more or less for chain of custody requirements that they have. So, you think about airport, deliveries as far as those requirements are concerned, but also those pharmaceutical companies sometimes have a need for it as well.
And Mike, why do you think this combination is so powerful for brokers handling urgent freight?
So Kristin already touched on the one-stop shop. So it's a single source continuity, right? You can go to one provider and cover both ends of that shipment. I think the other piece is the reliability. Obviously, we do what we say we're going to do, right? We pick it up one time, we deliver on time. Our average on-time performance is over 99.6% on time, and we measure down to the minute. The last one is risk. Again, when you've got those smaller shipments that have urgent needs that you're going to book an air type transportation solution, you don't want to run the risk that somebody's not going to do what they say they're going to do, or go to an outside vendor that you aren't able to vet and make sure that they're actually going to pick up, deliver, and not run off with it. So I think it brings all that together, Kate.
So Mike, how do you see this TSA capability expansion shaping Expedite's all service offerings in 2026 and beyond?
Sure. So Kate, I think first and foremost, it's become a strategic initiative for us. We've always had the capabilities. We've had a department that has handled that for us, the TSA division within Expedite All. But by listening to our customers, let me digress. We went to a few air conferences that were focused on air freight and freight forwarding. Customers are really excited to come talk to us. We just didn't have enough drivers. So I guess the short answer is, again, we've listened to our customers. It's a need. We've created a strategic initiative to grow that and help solve it for them. The other thing, it's a focused growth. We want to be able to go back to our customers and not only do standard type STL, but how can we, again, solve problems that they don't have a solution for now as a one-stop shop. We've got the 12,000 plus vehicle counts. Now we add in the 500 TSA qualified drivers. We'll get that to 1,000 here sooner than later, as we've talked before. But again, we become that more well-rounded solution that they can plug into various needs on the smaller vehicle type shipments that they have.
Yeah. And one last question as we're closing this episode. Why should brokers care about partnering with the largest TSA certified driver pools in the expedited market?
I think the real answer is why not? If you've got a one-stop shop like Expedite All, backed with the vetting processes, the tech stack, the capacity, the TSA qualified driver counts, Kate, I think really the answer is, well, why wouldn't you want to?
Well, and I think it kind of comes into play with that one-stop shop like we were talking about earlier, right? That cradle to grave type of a scenario that we can create solutions for across a span of those, those challenges that our customers face today in the TSA space. If we could make the pickup, make the delivery into the airport, and then conversely, make the pickup, make the delivery to the end customer, we're already established with them through Root, a system that they're used to using on a daily basis. The true answer to Mike's point is, why would they not be doing that? Why would they not be leveraging that network, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think we'll have more episodes on this topic, and we'll have guests maybe even. So stay tuned for more content.